Jazz Club. Really flying the music. Okay.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome. Wow, happy Thursday. It's a good time to do some art. It's a good time to find community. It's a good time to lean to one another, enjoy. And so with that, we're going to present chapter 1 of The Death of Cliff Huxtable. So welcome. The house is quiet. The dimmer switch in the living room sets the light to a brown glow as the sun sets on the Brooklyn brownstone numbered 10 Stigwood. The double doors seal in the comfort of family values and laughter, of kindness and grace. The house is quiet. At 4:35, one of the front doors open and in walks Theo. He manages to get away from the crowd and beats everyone home for the repast. He stands in the doorway and takes in a moment to breathe in the stillness. He has never done that before. His usual entrance was always chaotic, urgent. His usual entrance was with the tales of what next thing he must have: a Gordon Gartrell shirt, a helicopter ride to prom, how he will make up with Justine. This is the first time he walks into a quiet house alone. The only thing he wants this time is for his father to be home. The house is quiet. Theo steps in and gently shuts the door behind him. He takes a few steps towards the living room and speaks out.
Dad. I don't know where you are. We rarely spoke of God or of heaven or of hell for that matter. It's just I'm taking a chance that maybe you can hear me. Somehow that my voice may be reaching you. I guess there isn't much time before the rest get here, so I know I didn't know what to say at the cemetery. I had nothing to say at the cemetery because I knew you weren't there. I knew you weren't there. I knew you were here. Your body's there, but you're here. You're in this house, this home you made, this home you gave us. Okay, so thank you. Thank you for loving us. Thank you for teaching us. Thank you for loving our mother. Thank you for raising us. These are the things I can say because they're true, because they're real. Thank you for teaching us how to be the best citizens that we can be in this awful, awful world. It's not really an awful world, but today it feels awful. It feels awful because it's too hard without love. You taught me that. This is a hard world without love. You tell me that. You taught me to be easy in the hard times But I didn't know until now what the hard times really were. You taught me to dance and to joke and to hug my wife, protect my sisters. But I guess there are some things that you didn't teach me. You didn't tell me the ways of hate. You failed me there, Dad. I had to find out outside of this haven, outside of this beautiful brownstone, what it meant to be a black man in this world. I didn't learn the rules and the responsibilities that may save my life being a black man outside those doors. I've learned that there are now lessons I've got to teach my own son that I didn't learn from you. Lessons I've got to teach my male students that you never taught me. You taught me the value of money, but you didn't teach me the value of my life. We were constantly reminded of how much things cost. You drill that into us. How much this costs, how much that costs, how much money that we, the kids, didn't have, and how much money you and mom did have. We knew the value of things, but you didn't teach us the value of our life. You taught us valuable lessons in a world of no worries. I left out of this house a Huxtable, and I stepped out into that world a black man. A black man that I was not ready to be. I needed you to teach me that too. You know something? One day I finally had the courage to talk to Walter after all those years. And I was like, Cockroach, what made you stop coming around all those years ago? This was about a year ago when you had your first stroke. And you know what? Cockroach came by to see you. Out of respect for you, out of respect for me, and we had a chance to talk. We had a chance to talk after years without talking. He said he was surprised I even asked because I never seemed to care before. I asked him why he would allow anyone to call him cockroach, to call him something so low and so dirty, something so despised. And you know what he told me, Dad? He said it never had any bad connotations or made him feel poor or dirty until he stepped into the Huxtable household. He said in the hood, he was someone to be called cockroach, but in our house, he was something. There's a difference, he told me. Your mother, she made it a point to call me Walter because she didn't want to associate me with a cockroach. And your dad made it a point to call me cockroach, but I knew what he meant behind those words. It dripped with disdain. And you know what he told me, Dad? He told me he couldn't bear it any longer. He had to leave. You were a good friend. You lived by a good standard. And he told me I lived by a standard that he knew nothing about nor cared to. And the part the part I can't wrap my mind around. He told me to thank you for making sure that you protected me from a life that would teach me what it is to be a black man in America. So often it's an ugly lesson. Cockroach is grateful he was taught. And in that conversation, I realized you failed me there. He told me that I'm the black man that America loves, and he's the black man that America fears. You see, Cockroach taught me how to dance. You only taught me how to perform, how to always be on 10, how to always put my best foot forward. No one ever accused me of being a black man when I was under your wing. Too many days I wanted to be more like Cockroach and less like Cliff. But the politics of respectability is a mighty teacher, Dad. It was important to have the right friends and for the girls to date the right men and for us to sit around and listen to the elders come in and out of the house and muse on the days of the civil rights movement. But where are you? Where are you? I need you now. I need you to show me how to survive the police and the bullets and the noose of men who hate and the knees of men with badges. Where are you now? I need you to help me find the words to explain to my son how women are not to be raped. I need you to help me be a man in this awful, awful world. I need you to help me be a black person in this awful world.
Theo continues to walk across the room to the chair nearest the kitchen door, facing the front door. He sits in the chair as if sliding into his father's shoes in his father's house. He continues.
Dad, the girls are going to be here anytime now. The women, they're all grown and all married or not. They're mothers or not, and they're amazing aunts. You know this. You saw to this. You protected it. Where other men aimed to tear it down, you protected that. You protected them. They're leaders. They're educators. They're healers. They're just like Mom. And any moment from now, they'll walk through that door. They'll be reminded of the great man you were, the great man you are. They'll be comforted by so many stories of that one time with Cliff. They'll be comforted and loved by so many. The memories and the love that so many have for you. They'll reminisce on the times of old. They'll romanticize on the days of you being the great Dr. Cliff Huxtable. I'll remember my dad. I'll mourn my father. I'll honor the man who was gentle, the man who was kind. I'll remember a man who so many got to know as that baby doctor with the beautiful family. I'll remember a man who showed us the best the world could be and kept the truth of that awful, awful world outside those doors. But when those doors open and the grieving enter, you'll leave. You'll leave and you'll be gone forever. But before you go, thank you. Rest well. Dr. Heathcliff Huxtable.
Theo slowly stands from the chair, straightening his jacket. He wipes the tears from his eyes, giving the impression of his strength. He stands, watching the doors, waiting for them to swing open, marking the beginning of the repast and the end of an era. The house is quiet.